Hello and welcome to Off the Bar, brought to you by Greene King Sport. My name is Joe, that is Jay Motti, that is Stephen Howson, that is Adam McKola. We've got the full club here, we've got the full team.
Man.
Not the club, the full team.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about why Manchester
United...
United...
annoying little cockney sitting here.
...transfers have
you missed it the other day.
No, go on, let him
You missed it the other day.
So
Boovy's been calling people out for fights. I don't know if you saw, he called out True Geordie at one point.
Yeah, I saw it. But like I've already said, I only fight someone I respect, so...
Yeah, but we did bring up your name. I'm part of Paddock Promotions. Rory's promoting Boovy. What you saying, man?
I'm saying
United, blue versus red. No, I'm on this side.
You can't afford me, is what
well,
I'm saying.
we will.
No, like I said, I only fight someone I respect.
We'll get you on Misfits.
He's not going to be someone I respect. So.
Yeah, but that's better, isn't it?
Has he ever had fights, Boovy, or is this just...
Nah.
bluster?
I don't think
YouTube bluster. Fair enough.
No, we're not
You know the
that.
type. Loud as a motorbike.
And also, if I ever did get booked for that, I would take so many steroids, I would make
You've
the
got to
Rock
win.
look
Steve,
clean.
whoever you fight,
Mate,
you've got to win.
I would come out...
You can't lose that.
All these
come out
YouTube fighters are defo juiced
a
up.
deep shade of purple.
Yeah.
Like...
If
I would look like Brock Lesnar with a fucking beard.
You're promoting this to me now. The more you say it, the more I want the fight.
Okay.
So if you want to see Boovy against Steve,
steroids, fucking get in touch.
Yeah, get in touch, man. I need some of them as well because Jim's taking it out of me these days.
Sorry, Joseph.
Why not just cheat?
You were mid-intro there before Macca derailed it.
Oh, like he had a point?
No.
We've got loads of points here,
Go on.
but no one will ever hear about them now because we're 4 minutes in.
No, it's all right. Go on, bro.
Can't be Man United then because we ain't got no points.
Nice.
High five.
We're going to be talking about why Manchester United's transfers keep failing.
Because we're crap.
The people we buy aren't working out. The people we sell are going elsewhere and becoming, some of the most sought-after players.
Name four.
Yeah, name four. They're not.
Jadon Sancho, Anthony, Harry Maguire, Ted and Mengi.
No, wait. No, the second bit.
Where have they gone and smashed it?
Well, I've said the people we buy aren't working out.
No, but you just said.
Then you went, and then they go elsewhere and become amazing. Right, he's getting fucking linked with Fulham.
And
he's hardly up for the Ballon d'Or.
Wait, is Antony Elanga in this as
Antony Elanga, yeah.
No.
Wait. Let's get into it before we just start shouting him down.
No.
What?
Anthony Elanga plays on the left. Rashford's better than him on the left.
Rashford's better
He played on the right, though, didn't he?
No, he is, though. Rashford's better than him.
Okay.
Like, I don't know what
the Elanga thing.
He's better than Anthony,
because
but
I think
so am I.
People go, we scored 10 goals at first, and we haven't scored 10 goals.
I hear that one.
Exactly.
I hear the Elanga one. 15 million for Elanga for me felt right. And even now, like Pereira went to Fulham and did well, but he was terrible for United for about 6 months. But the whole was it Ted and Mengi on a free?
The Mengi one is the one I want.
Also, Mengi had injuries.
Yeah, Mengi and Zidane Iqbal, I did not like.
What, going or as players?
Yeah, because you're like, well, for starters, Zidane probably should have played more last year.
Yeah.
And let's look at how this season's gone. Oh, a shit show. He would have absolutely fucking played.
Yeah.
And Ted and Mengi, guess what? Would have absolutely fucking played if he'd have been here. He probably would have played as much for us as he has for fucking Luton this year.
Yeah. That's the thing.
But that is down to injuries. So, like, if we had kept Tedan, there's a big chance if everyone stays fit, he doesn't get a sniff. So it kind of made sense at the time.
It does feel like, though, when we're getting rid of these players like Zidane, like Dylan Levitt,
they went for a bag of fucking crisps.
We get rid of all these
Space
players
Raiders
for
too,
nothing.
not McCoys.
No,
we got fucking mugged.
And then you'll see other clubs like City had that kid who was in net for Burnley, letting in goals every week.
19 million.
90 million. He never kicks a ball in Division 1.
I know who he is. Who is he? Like fucking 19 million. Meanwhile, we didn't get that for like all of ours combined. And 15 million for it was fucking Ted and Mengi.
Dean Henderson played for England.
We couldn't get that for Anthony now, and we paid 85 million for him.
It is ridiculous.
Sancho's going to Dortmund for 2.6 fucking million. Yeah. We're paying him about 9 to go.
I know. Yeah, there's a 3 million euro loan fee, but we're paying most of his wages, which will amount to more than that fee.
That's what I just said.
But how is that? That has to just be accounting reasons, though, doesn't it?
That'll be the difference between Sancho's old wages and his new wages. Or something like that.
Yeah.
But we paid 75 million for him. They're not getting him for 6 months. For fuck off.
So let's just go into the Sancho one then, because we were talking last night. Do you think that there's someone at the club who should have seen this coming with Sancho? No. Looked at what he's off like. Why does it keep happening then? Di Maria, Lukaku. We've got the numbers and we'll look through it. But Di Maria, Lukaku, Sancho. I mean, you can mention Anthony maybe, Harry Maguire, overpaying for players and just being burned time and time again over a decade.
I think there's a couple of reasons, and I think Laurie's article is going to get referenced a good million times between now and the end of this month, because I think there was so much truth and revelation in what he said.
He's with us tomorrow on the Brew, by the way.
Well done. We're not talking about anything he's written in that article.
No,
when you look at some of the things that happened in there, it was identifying only single targets, not secondary targets or even tertiary targets for players in certain positions. So you've got to go all in on getting that guy, because we've not even thunk about getting somebody else if we don't get that one, which then leaves you in a bad negotiating position. We also negotiate like the worst negotiators in the world. We go, I'll give you 25, and you go 80, and we go, okay, 80 years. Like, we're just terrible at negotiating, buying and selling. And then I think to the deeper point of the thing you're trying to point out is, why do we get Sanchos? Why do we get Di Marias? Why do we attract a certain type of like payday player? Well, at the moment, what Manchester United are offering is a payday. So that's going to entice a certain person. Like, if you go back and look at when Manchester United was successful, am I right in thinking this, that Roy Keane took a pay cut to come here? Or at least he was offered more at Blackburn?
Offered more at Blackburn, I think that's right.
So why did he come?
Yeah, you're right.
Because Manchester United were going to win stuff, and he wanted to be a part of that. Now players, well, they're not coming to win stuff. So what are they coming to be a part of? They're coming to be a part of, I like that new Range Rover, or I like that new Rolls Royce.
Well,
I do also think though, like, you know, some of these players, they could, like, let's say instead of signing Pogba, we signed De Bruyne. I think you see the same. Like, it's also the culture at the club that needs to change. And I think that's what Ten Hag's been trying to change. It could be any individual that we bring in. De Bruyne is just a name I plucked out of thin air. But, like, I feel like a part of the issue is Manchester United. Yeah. Like, we kind of have a culture at the club at the moment, and it may be coming from the top down, from the Glazer ownership and all that, where, all right, winning trophies ain't the only thing that matters. You know, if we're commercially successful, we scrape by, just get Champions League football. Ed Woodward said there'll be no impact on our revenue based on whether we win trophies or not. I'm paraphrasing.
City just proved that wrong this summer.
But, like, I feel like the culture at the club means that anybody that comes into the club, so if you're Sancho or Di Maria or Sanchez or Pogba or whoever, or a player that we haven't signed, you bring them in, you stick them on massive wages, yeah? They've got nothing else left to prove. And then you have this culture of results don't really matter. We're chopping and changing managers every week. Players are getting away with it. You know, that seeps in through everyone. It's like I said, like, we need to protect Kobbie Mainoo. Because look at Rashford, how people talk about, I love Marcus Rashford, yeah. Granted, he's been poor this season. But we kind of drag everyone down to that same level, and we need to protect some players from it as well. And I don't think we're very good at doing that at the club. And that comes down to getting the right players in the dressing room, but also having the right culture from the top down. Yeah. You've seen it at Newcastle, you've seen it at City, you've seen it at various different clubs where as soon as you see the ownership change, you have that sea change of positivity without even players.
The Newcastle impact, without a lot of signings, has been the biggest example of that, I think.
Yeah.
You've got owners demanding results.
Not as much as teams around them last season. And they've gone from being like fighting off relegation, lower mid-table, to Champions League last year. With, what did they spend, 150, 200 million?
Even players that they already have, like so Longstaff and Murphy and players like that, have improved. Yeah. It's like the whole atmosphere around the club's improved. And obviously they're all, do you know what I mean, buzzing because they could probably get more money and all the rest of it. But you've seen the changes. Even
contract would have got redone.
This is what I mean. Yeah. Even like the players that were already there that were pretty bang average, if we're being brutally honest. They were part of a relegation fight. All of a sudden, they're part of a team that got to the top four, and they look like they deserve to be there.
Yeah, they did.
I think you look at some players. I look at some players as well. I don't. Obviously, you have to blame the player to a certain extent, but I also look at it and go, we missed some big opportunity. You know, like with some of the players that we had, where if you just nurture the right environment for them, because that's what it's all about. That's what Fergie used to do. Make the environment correct for the players that you have. Yeah. Like, you can't always expect the players to come in and kind of, right, we're going to make this environment. You think Pogba continues, like, there was an article about Pogba was one of those players that turned up late occasionally.
Yeah. I think Matic said that it was him and Sancho and it's like, who were late all the time. Or late enough to get a 75k fine.
I feel like that happens because maybe, again, this isn't criticism of Ali, maybe it is, I don't know. But like the culture maybe was, Ali was, it's all right with it.
Yeah, well, it must have been. If you're coming in late, and it's the players that are fining you. It wasn't Ole, it was Matic and the senior players went, if you're late, you get a fine. And he says that Jadon Sancho and Pogba between them accrued 75 grand's worth of fines.
I think that's always been the case, though.
Right, that the players have led that.
Yeah, I think that's always been. Do you think Roy Keane would have been on the phone going, Sir Alex, these were late again? Or do you think Roy Keane's getting you by the throat?
Yeah, exactly. And you're not accruing 75 grand or loads of fines. Where now it seems like, or at least under Ole, it was kind of accepted. I think Ten Hag's been different because it wasn't Marcus late for one meeting or something, and he was dropped. And he was like top
so it's
scorer.
from one extreme to the other, right? But I think we have to go that way. We have to get these players out. Like when you see Kobbie Mainoo come onto the pitch for Man United, he just looks like a Man United player.
Yeah.
Like we have to protect that kind of.
He looks like a throwback Man United.
Yeah,
player.
he looks. Sorry, you're right.
There's a lot of people wearing a kit but aren't United.
There's a lot of them that look like Man United players, and we mean this current Man United. You're right. Like we need to protect the Cobbies and that, man. Even like Lisandro Martinez, like I fear sometimes we're just going to get into a position where we go, this guy's crap. This guy ain't crap.
No. We saw last season he's a fantastic footballer, and if he doesn't play like that again, maybe some of it's on him or injuries or whatever, but some of it is on the team he's in and the situation that he's been put in.
Yes, people, what's going on? It's 2024, so you know what time that is. It's time to get down to your local Greene King Sports Pub. They have it all going on down there. Christmas was a great time. The New Year's here, though. Still time to spend with your family and friends. So get down there. Refreshing pints, delicious food, live action every single day.
And every fixture from TNT, Sky, those weird ones on Amazon, they are all live at your local Greene King Sport Pub. Every winning goal, top bins, volley, dodgy VAR decision is all going to be at your local Greene King Sport Pub.
Download the Greene King Sport app and you'll receive 10% off drinks every time there's sport, not just football, but sport on the telly at a Greene King Sport Pub.
The link to the app is in the description, so click on that, get it downloaded, and like Jay said, get 10% off every time there is sport on the telly. Like you said, so many good players. The only one who's really been sort of consistently good, regardless of what's gone on around him, is Bruno. And even then, his numbers have dipped, but you're still seeing every single year most chances created on that Sky Sports rotating graphic. Bruno is either top or second and has been for 4 years.
Rashford stanked the place out for 6 months.
Yeah.
He was fourth in terms of 2023's top goal scorers and assists, mate. Like, this talent we have is unreal, you know.
It's like you look at, say, Sterling went to City and he shone and scored loads of goals, won loads of trophies. He's got a manager and he's got an environment that works for him. Rashford is a similar thing at United. Moved around, dropped, played with injuries, dropped. Manager doesn't rate you, manager does rate you, manager makes you the main man, manager don't want you. And you look at him and he's been a little bit like that.
Rashford and Bruno at City, we're going.
Yeah, that's it.
Why haven't we got players like that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You could put one of them players into the City team and you'd win things.
Look how many of that Fergie team didn't win fuck all in the 80s. That stuck around and actually won loads and were integral parts of that. You know, the likes of Mark Hughes, the likes of Brian Robson. You know, there was plenty of them examples.
Yeah.
But chalky to a certain extent.
Yeah, no, but I know you brought him in, but I get what you mean. And it's like some of these players that like under Fergie were fringe players. They won titles at United and then went and didn't really do a lot because they weren't amazing, like unbelievable players. But Fergie got the best out of him in that team. Tom Cleverley is a good example. Danny Welbeck, I know we love him. Do you know what I mean? They
we had a midfield
winners.
too of fucking Cleverley and Anderson and was bopping teams.
Yeah. That first 5 games.
Nanny, Cleverley, Anderson, Young, Welbeck, Rooney, Smalling, Jones,
do you remember the Charity
Rafa, Evra
against City? Mate, I had such high hopes.
Just on looking above the players a little bit then, obviously, the guy who's been here for most of the period we've been so poor is Ed Woodward.
Yeah.
And obviously everyone knows he's a Glazer.
But the culture comes from above them, right? From above Woodward. He obviously...
But the reason but he was at one point negotiating transfers, negotiating contracts, sorting out the finances, sorting out the market.
When he left Australia for urgent business,
he
disappeared
and didn't sign
he was signing Fabregas.
Yeah, exactly.
Any day now.
But again, because the Glazers brought in a banker because he was their mate.
What'd you call him?
A banker because he was their mate.
Well, do you know where he got the job?
On a technicality of a legend that recommended him.
No, a fucking gnome-looking fucker who recommended him. He helped negotiate the deal on behalf of JP Morgan, the bank. And they went, hey, this smarmy bastard's all right. And then when they took ownership of the club, they went, would you like a fucking job at United? Yeah. And then I think they made him something to do with commercial, for obvious reasons. And then the fucker ends up the CEO of the fucking club.
It's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
with no one between him and the manager.
Even you look at Murto, he didn't do great at Everton.
No, there's no reason to think
he ended up here.
There's some rumours going around, which, let's just say there's some rumours going around, that John Murto got the job on the back of like, oh, I'm going to fuck off and go MLS. and see what's going on there. And someone was like, would you...
That was in that article, I think, that you referenced.
Was it?
Yeah, Laurie's article that he
wonder
said.
where he got that from.
I'm going yeah, me too. It's a mystery.
Wonder where
So
you got that from.
John Murtough threatened to leave United.
You can ask him tomorrow, Steve. Or he can
Cite your sources.
So John Murtough threatened to leave United to go to MLS unless he got the sort of sporting director.
I don't know if
role.
it was unless, like, give me the job or I'm going. I think he was just sort of, he might have been making conversation.
You know what's worrying to me?
I don't fucking know. But he was like, I'm going MLS, and then he was like, oh, you could be like, whatever the fuck his role is, technical director.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know how, so we said there was a disagreement which resulted in Nicky Butt also leaving at the time as well.
Really?
Didn't he box someone up? Allegedly.
I was anyway.
We know them two had a row, and obviously Nicky Butt left and John.
You don't want to get caught by Nicky Butt, you know.
No.
Boy, Nicky Butt is double hard, you know.
One nut butt.
Yeah, telling it.
Double hard.
Levels.
I reckon Nicky
Butt.
Butt's way of conflict resolution is to dive over a desk head first and try and nut you.
Yeah. Like, you see that guy that got sentenced and he launched himself at the judge? Did you not see that?
No.
Nuts, man.
Did he get a reduced sentence after that?
He's in a chair right now.
I'll show you.
He's in a chair picking his last meal right now.
Yeah, like Ralph Wiggum coming through the front window, just fucking head first over a desk. So obviously Woodward and stuff like that. But the other thing that we seem to do with transfers, and we've seen this a couple of times, most notably I think with Donny van der Beek, it was almost just a transfer of convenience. Like, instead of having good, well-placed sources, you know, a reputation around Europe for picking out top targets, being a tough negotiator, getting players, Edwin van der Sar seemingly went, you can have him for pretty cheap, and we went...
What happened was Real Madrid were about to sign him.
We'll take him anyway.
Real Madrid were about to sign him, and the world of football went, Real Madrid have got a player there.
Yeah.
And then they couldn't because of FFP. And United went, all right, that's remember, we wanted Grealish. And then Villa stayed up.
Yeah.
So Grealish would have been about 30, 40 million if they went down.
It, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then they doubled it to 60. We should have got Grealish, man.
Yeah. And then, I don't think you're ever going to get over that, you know. Honestly, bro.
He just wanted to share a car with him.
I know he did. He had dreams of driving it to training every morning.
Me and our Jack.
Yeah.
Grealish is the bollocks, isn't it? He is the bollocks.
I've never known a United fan who loves the City player as much as you.
But I loved him before
Jack
City.
Grealish.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I loved him before City, though, innit?
I know, obviously. Do you know what I mean? But that's part of the problem, though. Look at some of these transfers. Like, did Joe? You'll know this better. Did Jose really want Pogba? Was that like his main sign?
He did, man. I'm having some of this revision around Mourinho.
No. Did he want Fred? Though? Did he want Fred? Or he didn't
I don't know about Fred
at all.
He wanted Pogba.
But didn't what's it called? Raiola come out and say we've been working on this deal for 3 years. Yeah. Jose was still at fucking Chelsea then.
And then them two didn't agree. Him and Pogba didn't agree on their role.
He wanted Pogba though.
On his role.
Let's not be silly beggars here. He wanted Pogba.
I'm not saying he didn't.
Him and Pogba were very close.
No, that's cool. But like, if they was working on it for 3 years, someone
that's
also making.
There seems to be a disparity on what he wanted Pogba to do in that team and what.
But I just feel like at the moment there's some rewriting of history with Mourinho. Yes, he said some things which were right about the owners and stuff like that. But also, he did a lot of self-harm, man.
I'm not
and the reason we're down this line is because of some of that self-harm by Mourinho and all those people. I
think he sabotaged some of them games.
That's the club as well, by lurching from a Louis van Gaal to a Jose Mourinho's 180-degree different philosophies.
That's part of the problem with some of these transfers. Did Louis van Gaal know who Luke Shaw was when we signed him? Did he know who Ander Herrera was? Did he want him?
Because we had Tony Cruz signed. And he went, actually, no, I don't want Tony Cruz. What?
Yeah.
And then, but you
that's part of
going to play Wayne Rooney.
That's part of what worries me at the moment, though, with Ineos and that. Because the rumours are that Ten Hag doesn't want to give up the control he has over transfers. Yeah. That's the case, he's gone.
Well, surely he's got
because if Ineos
control.
But I hope that he wanted that control because he thought these lot are clowns. And now that the structure's going to be there, he'll go.
I get though.
But again, if he doesn't, that's worrying.
Got to involve him, but he can't be the final say on everything.
Yeah. He's got to have would he not have a veto though? Because obviously, if you buy a player for him and he's going, I don't rate this kid. I'm not going.
But you know, Salah. You know, Klopp never wanted Salah.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. But
he wanted Marco Reus or Brandt or someone like that.
We've got a player here that can fit into your system, and it's like, okay, then we don't have that, do we? We have a player we've got for free who you might not want.
But like someone should have went. Someone at the club needs to go. Yo, Eric, we can get 10 wingers for 80 million better than Antony. Like someone needs to.
Yeah, I hear that.
Well, it needs to be. What is it you're looking for in that player?
Yeah.
And he goes X, Y, and Z, and he go, okay, there's 3 options that do that.
That's kind of what the scouts.
Like you said with Antony there, it came out, didn't it, the other week that United had looked at Antony at the start of the window or before the start of the window and deemed him to be a £25 million player. But then here's the next thing. Next thing we talk about, and it sort of goes back to your thing of like we have one main target and we go for that, and if we don't get it, then fuck. We waited until after the season had started, after we'd lost to Brentford and Brighton, to go in for Casemiro, to go back to Antony, and at this point, Casemiro's 60 million quid and is on 375 grand a week, and Antony is 85 million quid and goes from £25,000 a week at Ajax to 200 grand a week at Man United, because we don't have a plan and we don't have a backup plan, and when the first plan fails, we're fucked.
In what we're doing to go, if you don't accept that, that's cool.
Yeah.
No. You know, like, you need to have
to go.
But we couldn't at that point because it had already...
shopping. Yeah, that's what it is.
But it's almost like a bidding war against ourselves. Do you know what I mean? It's like no one else is in front.
No.
We were like, we'll give you 40. No, right, we'll give you 50. 60,
it's Man United versus time.
But then that causes, if we sign Antony for 20 million, yeah, or however much we said he was worth, it's easier for Antony, for Eric Ten Hag to go, he's not very good, is he?
Not the player I thought he was.
When it's 85 million, you go,
because he goes, they're not going to fucking trust me with another 100 million if I bench this fucker. Because when I go, listen, I've seen this kid, he's 100 million, they go, cool, what about the one on the bench? Like, so he almost has to, it's a mad political game that gets played.
And we talk about this, but the 100 million thing or the 80 million thing is so important in terms of public perception as well. Yeah. Like I mentioned last night as an example, Luis Diaz at Liverpool, I think he got like 6 goals, 5 assists last season. Similar numbers the season before that. Like, he hasn't gone ballistic. He's a good player.
He started really well, didn't he?
He started really well. But I haven't seen anyone criticise him or say that he's underperforming or anything. Part of that's because, what was he, 38 million quid? Whereas if he was 85 million quid...
Christian Eriksen.
Yeah.
He's free. So when he's like unable to play, you go...
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And also, we don't ever really talk about the effect that pressure has on the player themselves. No. Like, obviously, it affects how they're treated and how the media speaks about them and fans speak about them. But if you're a player who costs 25 million quid and you're doing your 3 goals, 6 assists this season, you probably feel all right with that.
Yeah.
But you think, I'm an 80 million pound player. This isn't good enough.
No.
And that pressure probably just fucking crushes careers, because you need to be 20 goals, 20 assists for your 80 million quid. You've got to be one of the best wingers in the world. But that's not Antony's fault or Maguire's fault or whoever's fault that we are doubling, tripling the price that these players should be.
And not just that, like in terms of the planning, we look at the Ronaldo signing. Whether or not you think it was the correct way to handle getting rid of him or whatever is irrelevant. We had a striker at the time that was doing pretty well for us in Cavani, that had a number 7 shirt on his back. We pissed him off, and he just fucking totally down off. Yeah, he just went, all right, I'm on holiday then, to bring Cristiano in. Now, Cristiano did score a load of goals, but Cristiano wasn't what Ollie thought he was getting or needed. No. It was the deal was done. Obviously, I know what happened in terms of the whole fucking timeline of the deal. I don't even know if Solskjaer was consulted at any point until the deal was almost complete.
Yeah.
Like, there was no happening.
We got Ronnie, like
Ronnie.
There was no plan to get Ronaldo, was there?
Zero. So,
that sums up everything, doesn't it?
I can't remember what day it was. Let's say it was a Friday, because I can't remember what day it was. But let's say it was Thursday night, 9 p.m. Cristiano Ronaldo is on his way to Manchester City.
I think that's pretty it. I think you're right. Thursday night, because Wednesday we'd given up, hadn't we?
Yeah.
We were like, no, he's got to say.
Yeah. Right. And so Thursday night, 9 o'clock, he is going to Manchester City. At some point over the night, he rings Rio and goes, United don't want me. Can you ring someone? And it sounds like to me that George Mendes had done a little bit of dirty. He hadn't told United of the transfer to City. He was just taking him at City. Sorry, right. transfer to City. He was just taking him there. But he told Ronaldo United didn't want him. So Ronaldo rings Rio rings Woodward and goes, Ronaldo's on a plane right fucking now, going to a medical for Manchester City. And he went, you fucking what? And then I think someone got in touch with Fergie, I think. Someone got in touch with Woodward. Woodward got in touch with Matt Judge. They decided whatever. The deal was done. And Ollie was probably like the 9th person on that fucking list. By the way, you've got Cristiano Ronaldo. Not like, would you like Cristiano Ronaldo? By the way, we've just signed Cristiano Ronaldo.
And also, you've got to be able to, you've got to be so sure of yourself that you go, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
All right, so that's his problem. If he wants to ruin his legacy at United, that's his problem. Yeah. It's not our problem.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have
that. He would have won
him
the treble, though.
No, I'm with you. I'm glad we got him.
No, but...
Because even though City went and did it...
Dude, they don't get Haaland, bro.
Doing it... Nah, I think they
don't get Haaland.
I think they do.
I don't know, man. I think United being led by Cavani that season as well, and maybe reinvesting that money we spent on Ronaldo. We're a different team.
All I've got at the minute as a United fan is memories. And you start ruining them if you see Ronaldo banging goals for City and winning them titles. It spoils 2008 for me.
Yeah. I get that. I agree with that. But United found themselves in a shit situation and have sort of almost self-harmed their way out of it. I'm not saying I think Ronaldo had a very good season, but we scored less goals that year than we did the year before without him. Also, so it wasn't a sort of net positive. The manager got sacked. Ronaldo left 6 months after the end of the season because he fucking basically called the club out.
Yeah, you know that Everton game where he dropped Ronnie?
Yeah.
Martial, and then you had Fergie on camera saying you don't drop your best players.
Exactly.
It just added to the shit show.
Just sort of dismantled everything. But again, we found ourselves in a situation where we're getting transfers that either the manager doesn't want or doesn't know about. It's massively disrupted the wage structure again because what's he on, 500 grand a week? Like, we keep doing this.
And that's heads dropped in the dressing room.
Yeah.
Because the season before we kind of, wasn't it like Martial, Rashford, Bruno, or like...
just obsessed with Ronaldo, didn't he? Because I imagine he's a huge Ronaldo fan.
He'd have to be.
Everyone is though, isn't it?
Yeah. So then now you're playing with him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got to pass him the ball.
We did a thing, didn't we, where you could point out where like Sancho's in space and he's looking for Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Bruno's
Well, if you think
altering his game to try and feed Ronaldo.
If I'm in the middle of the pitch and you've got Marcus Rashford on one side and Ronaldo on the other side, and he's got a 60% chance of scoring and he's got a 30, you still got to go to Ronaldo because it's Ronaldo. Yeah. But then eventually you end up. What was the game? The Sheriff away, was it? Where everyone was putting the ball on the plate for him in the second season. It was almost embarrassing how much we were like, give him the ball. It was like Kobe Bryant's last game. Give him the ball, let him take the shot.
Fucking Make-A-Wish kid, not Cristiano Ronaldo.
It looked silly by the end.
To see. It was.
But yeah, that's a signing we always got sort of backed into. But talking about wages, obviously we've talked about this before, but Alexis Sanchez is a big one that sort of changed a lot of things. And that deal, bringing him in on anywhere between, depending on what you read, 300 grand and 450 grand a week, based on bonuses.
Stop talking about what's gone on in the past. We've done this so much.
Yeah, but we need.
How do we change it, man?
Okay, let's move on to that then.
Because we can talk about Alexis Sanchez all day.
Okay, so let's talk about the.
How many years ago was he the bellend?
Yeah, but.
I remember being in their stands at Yeovil, fucking excited, and Prick came and just stank the place out. Martial was so good at that point as well, by the way. Mourinho's a dick.
Can we stop talking about Alexis Sanchez?
10 goals, 10 assists. Alexis Sanchez.
He's literally going, can we stop talking about Alexis Sanchez? And then goes on a rant.
That signing is the end of Man United.
That's Adam not talking about Alexis Sanchez, by the way. Looking ahead, windows open.
Come on.
We're back to some famous, not names, but
staples.
Sort of, the 35-year-old sort of semi-proven striker that's available on loan.
Dybala rumour the other day.
Choupo-Moting. Thoughts? The other one that we were linked with.
I remember him at Stoke.
Timo Werner.
Who? Choupo-Moting? Was he any good?
He scored twice against us after we said how shit he was. Remember that happening?
Yeah, but I'd score for Bayern Munich.
Do you know what I mean? Ben Yedder did that.
Yeah. Would you have him? And do you think it's the sort of signing United need to be looking at?
Say the 4 strikers.
United
there was 4, weren't there?
Right, yeah, go on.
So we've got Choupo-Moting, these one.
Class.
Timo Werner.
Underrated.
No.
Actually, he could work in Ten Hag's system, but no.
Gurassi.
Perfect.
You're not getting him unless you sell someone.
17 million euros. Martial's out the door.
Which is and who's paying 17 million for him?
Me.
Ratcliffe.
Will our overdraft go that far, lads?
And Elise is another one we've been linked with. That might be a summer piece.
Yeah, you're not signing Elise in January.
Muller in the mix as well.
Oh yeah,
Thomas Muller.
Was he though?
Let's just give him 250 million for Elise.
I don't think he was. To be fair, I think that was completely.
That was just rumour.
Only for me, the only one that I think maybe could do bits if we can get him would be Gurassi.
Oh, Elise. All day long.
Oh no, for the
January
summer, January, sorry. So yeah, Elise in the summer.
Stick Elise in.
Elise now. In January.
But you know what I just get scared of, yeah? Elise coming to United and just the weight of the shirt, man. It's just the weight of everything.
We'll give him the number 7.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll give him the.
You can just see him.
You've had your time with the number 7 shirt.
Next year, Elise is running around like this.
But just on Elise, so when we talk about expectation, like you're saying, the weight of the shirt, the weight of the fee. Last season, he got 2 goals, 11 assists.
One of them was
in
against
37
us,
appearances.
One of them goals.
This year he's got 5 goals, 1 assist. The year before last season, he got 2 goals, 5
It's not about the numbers, though.
Okay,
it's about the player that he is.
But
he's
also,
a fucking very good player.
you say that until he comes to United for 70 million quid. Then it only matters about the numbers, and you know it does. That's how social media and the media works.
Doing the rounds and he hasn't got a goal or an assist.
Just going.
I can't believe they spent 60 million on Michael Elise, and he's only scored 2 goals all season.
This is why
what a waste of money.
This is why all these transfers in the past that we're talking about matter.
Deleting all their tweets.
Yeah.
Because if Antony's worth 80 million, how much is he worth? 60? 70? 80? But this is the problem, though, isn't it? These things do have a knock-on effect for 5-6 years, the length of a contract. Anyone who signs a contract within that,
you know what
Alexis
worries me about this
period,
Ineos?
Delete the fucking club. Start again.
The Ineos talk worries me because they seem to be going, let's just get English. Send the buggers back and get English.
Yeah. But
that's expensive. We went down that angle with Wan-Bissaka, Daniel James and Harry Maguire, and look where that got us.
Look where that
second in the league, mate.
I mean, I'd give a bollock for Daniel James right now, to be honest. He's so much better than Antony, and he is shit.
Right, okay, I'm glad you caveated that because I get your point, but this whole Dan James revision.
Let's name wingers better than Antony again.
No, we did that the other week and everyone got annoyed with us. Anyone, pick one. A winger who's playing at the minute.
I don't think Dan James is better than
No,
he is.
I don't think he is.
I promise you.
I don't think he is.
I promise you.
I promise you.
Like,
Can you swear down?
Swear on my mum's life.
Swear on your mum's life.
Smack on
Swear on your mum's life or swear down. Then you can't argue with that.
Shit.
He swore down.
Dan James is shite.
And what is Antony?
Yeah, he's shit.
He's shit and shitter.
Mate, this is like, come on, we may as well talk about Alexis Sanchez.
Dan James, at least,
Dan James
he'd run at someone.
Like,
yeah, but nah.
Antony, rolls the ball under his foot.
Anthony.
And in the space for him to run into, and he looks at it and goes, nah.
Well, he goes, that's on my right foot, so obviously
we know that Anthony's not very good.
I'm sorry.
He's certainly not.
I just hate so many of our players.
The levels that we want.
I don't hate them.
Yeah. Do you know
I just think they're crap.
Yeah.
Like Maguire.
The Brexit thing with
why is this rewriting of history about Maguire?
Do you think that's
He's
true? At least he's
crap.
French. I know he's Captain's homegrown.
Born in Hammersmith, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he plays for France.
I know. I get you.
At least he plays for France.
Yeah, but but he might be going to Algeria, isn't
English
it?
press.
Well, there's talk of him,
Not, yeah. But he's
60 million.
The talk about Graham Potter and fucking Gareth Southgate is the stuff that makes me throw up in my mouth.
Yeah.
A lot.
Do you see that happening?
Yeah.
Because you
not Southgate.
Of course I do. Because
is it weird that I don't mind the talk
this
of
club
Potter?
for the last 10 years? Yeah. 1,000,000% see
I don't mind
that
the Potter
fucking
talk.
melon Southgate.
I don't mind the Potter talk.
Oh, right. Why?
No.
You can see him coming in the dressing room going, right, listen, I took Brighton to 16th final.
Right, listen, I know a really good mod night.
Yeah, because Mourinho telling everyone he's won Champions League.
That's what I mean.
Really well.
They're not going to respect the guy.
It wasn't just Brighton he took to 16th, he did the same with Chelsea. So don't leave something off his CV.
They're not going to respect him.
Consistency.
When I was at Osterans, wherever it is, this is what we did.
We need to pray for Ten Hag, you know.
No.
Can we hold your bald head and pray for Ten Hag?
If you want. We did it for Martial and he scored.
We do need to pray for him. I think he's gone mental,
boys.
This
club does to us. We end up praying.
I think he's gone insane.
Listen, what I'm saying is, can I see it?
Steve, put your hand on Jay's head.
Yes, I can see it.
Put your hand on Jay's head.
Let's what we're praying.
Pray for Ten Hag, Adam. Go on, you do it.
Join in, viewers.
Dear Eric, I know you're watching.
Hey, all you Arsenal fans that are watching this, just fucking just tag it when you screenshot it.
Yeah, there you go.
Fucking, I swear to God,
we'll do it for
the amount of Arsenal fans,
state of this,
the amount of Arsenal fans that tweet us because we had you come in 8th.
Yeah.
Listen, you fucks. By the way,
they're halfway there.
They threw the towel in already. Where's your title charge now, Arsenal?
So you know what I hate, yeah?
93%.
Why do people go, oh, you lot of shit, why are you talking about Arsenal? You don't talk about other clubs with your mates.
Yeah, of course they do.
Oh yeah, you don't have any mates.
By the way, were they top Christmas Day again this year?
They were top Christmas Day.
Right, so
five Boxing Day.
5 times they've been top and not won it. They're the only club that's been top on Christmas Day.
I love it when they bring out the stats like how many days have we been top this season, and it's like we've been top like more days than anyone else.
And they criticise Spurs for things like that.
You're only top
for things like that.
If you're top on one day, it matters, and it's the end of the 38th game. And if you're top on that day, we got a cup for you.
You only do 2 days,
but you ain't seen that in 20 years.
Just finally, then, before we go, the new potential structure, whether that's a Mitchell, Ashworth, both, Jean-Claude Blanc. We know Brailsford's in. We know Ratcliffe's in. Jean-Claude Blanc's in as well.
Blanc
that. Do you like what we're seeing? Do you like that we're at least doing things that we've seen other clubs do and be successful with? Is that at least a step in the right direction?
They've appointed someone that wasn't stood behind a fucking photocopier in the office for a start.
Do you know what though? I get it and it sounds good, but didn't we have this conversation about Ralph Rangnick and how that was going to be a new thing and he was going to move upstairs and that was going to be a great new structure?
Yeah, but then here's what happened. He got too truthful, and the Glazers went, we don't play that round here.
That sounds like a lot of money you're talking about there.
I think if Dave Brailsford and
open heart surgery,
that Jim
12 players, 12 players.
You want to use these?
Fucking hell! I know one thing. Let's get rid of you.
I reckon if Jim
keep them 12.
Can we call them Jim and Dave?
Jiminy Cricket.
Jim and Dave.
If Jim and Dave are going to be a success, and they want to separate themselves from the Glazers as much as possible, the first thing they do is gut and tag fucking Ralph, and they get him in, and they just have him as a consultant, because everyone knows, he knows how shit it is.
Consultant to the consultant.
Yeah.
We're doomed.
Would he come back though?
We're doomed.
And really? I don't know.
You know what? We are doomed. You know how doomed we
It's
are?
worth a phone call.
I mean, the players love it when the guy that said they were all shit comes back to the club.
But then you know it's serious.
Let them finish.
True.
We're doomed. Because you know what's going to happen? We're old men now, innit?
Well,
you're a little bit
speak for
behind
yourself.
us. You're a little bit behind us.
I'm still in my late 20s.
I'm in my early 40s.
Jay's still in uni, but me and Steve are old men. And like, we're just going to get drilled into the ground, so much so, by this club. Just battering us every week. That, you know, when it's good, we're going to be so miserable that we're just going to say shit. Yeah. You know, like that old man.
You know how that's like our mutual friend Woodward. He hates it when United score now because he gets annoyed with him. Because he said,
why did you do that last week?
Shit, and they give up. So when they do well, he's like, oh look at him trying now. It's like he gets no pleasure from football. Yeah, it's like he's just angry constantly because they've broken him.
Yeah, if we win the league, McKolla's going to be in the stands going, where was this between 2013 and 2025?
It's like that. That's the kind of thing he's going through.
Antony's going to cross the ball and someone says, why did you do that when Marshall was in the box, you dickhead?
That's going to be you. That someone is you, isn't it? Wanting Marshall to get a goal.
Yeah. I'm going to hear it from just on my left shoulder in the Stretford end. It's around and go.
That's going to be
a bottle in your head as well.
Let's be honest, I'm not.
Who's coming to the Marshall testimonial anyway?
You.
Him. Is he even going, actually?
Yeah,
he's injured for it.
Do you know what? Yeah, what odds can I get on Anthony Martial being injured?
We're going to have to get a 36-year-old on loan to play Anthony Martial in his own testimonial.
Yeah.
What team's he picking? Phil Jones, he's straight in.
Phil Jones is in. Rashford has to start.
I reckon Danny van der Beek. I reckon they spent so much time together in the training ground.
I reckon he loves Timmy Fosu, man.
Van Gaal's the manager for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loved Van Gaal.
Yeah.
You know what? He loved Van Gaal.
That'd be nice, that.
That's when it all went downhill. We should have kept Van Gaal.
Oh, fucking hell. Right, that's going to be all from us. We think we need to end that before we get too crazy. This has been Off the Bar, brought to you by Greene King Sport. Make sure you go and check out Greene King Sport. 10% off when you use their app, and there's any sport on, you get 10% off. So that's absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Steve.
Have you had the darts on?
Thank you, Joe.